Can't fuck with this time and I'm on. Can't fuck with this rhyme and I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, there can only be one. Call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuckers you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talking about. 26-year-old dropout. Made 6 figures when I clocked out. Mama said, get my degree, got that with a breeze. Now I rock when my cock out.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Edith. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3.
Another soul I'm out here slaying. Another body out there decaying. Another false god y'all obeying. Another lie getting paraded. Live the truth, watch me demonstrate it. Showed you love even though you hate it. Know the day that your death is faded. I'll make sure that I never say it. Really, I'm not the one to play with. When I knock on that door, it's time to let go. Just give me your soul. I sever that cord, you lose the control. I'm racking up spirits, they racking up dough. Dealing that peace on the low. I cheat on my goals, my words really go. Got more than enough, but it's time to get more.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Eve. Facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3. Please just
call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuckers you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you talk about. 34-year-old tapped in. Driver's seat, I'm strapped in. Serving all over your lane, I must be insane.
Hey.
Dying, I'm laughing.
put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Edith. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3.
Can't fuck with this time and I'm on. Can't fuck with this rhyme and I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, it can only be.
This song is on SoundCloud right now. I hollered at the producer of the beat, and once I get the unlimited lease, I'm gonna put it on Spotify. I'm gonna put it on streaming. But for now, it's on my SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's definitely one of them ones. And shout out to Zay. Shout out to Zay, man. Yeah, welcome to your monthly Earth Tribe report. Okay. Please don't let people who don't have the conviction to put that on anything tell you anything about anything. Okay. And double shot of Venus, I got you. I got you. I'm a hurry up with that. I'm gonna hurry up with that ASAP. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, I should hurry up with that and then put it on some playlist. That being said, the death tape is still coming soon. My Pisces friend is looking into flying in May. You know, may mix and master tape, put it out. Anyway, first of all, have any of you actually heard that banger by one of the greatest artists of all time? And I am not being sarcastic, and I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic. This is an artist that continuously surpasses his limits. And every time you think he makes something amazing, he makes something even more amazing. I think out of all of his songs, this one may be the hardest to top. All right. And I'm going to sing a couple of lyrics from this song. I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I promise you I'm not. I gave my cousin, hey, 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 hey. I gave my cousin, hey, artistic genius and integrity of such a bar, and to just summarize a tweet or X tweet and put it in a song, the vulnerability to drop a bar like this. You ever know, like, when expectation doesn't meet reality? Did any of you read the tweet first and then hear the song? And like, maybe you read the tweet and you thinking Ye is just like solemnly just expressing this, like, yeah, guys, you know, I went through this and this was my experience. And then you hear the song and he's like, I gave my cousin, hey, how do you turn a traumatic experience like that into a banger? Who is a greater artist than this man? I know a lot of people heard that, like, oh wow, Ye is going through something. He must be. Nah, this is next level. I never even know. I didn't even think trolling could exist at this level. I feel like he has ascended to the level beyond the gods, and you know that'll just be very interesting. How he continues to just surpass said limits. Once again, I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic. I promise you I'm not. I've already seen this this being just kind of smash or whatever. At this point, I don't even care if it's fake. I've reached the point right now where I don't even care if it's real or fake or not. This is just Ye's villain arc. This is one of his best seasons we've ever seen. The 2025 season of Ye rivals the 2020, 2016, 2018. Remember when we thought Red Hat? Remember when y'all thought Red Hat Ye was like the worst he'll ever get? Like y'all thought Ye in the red cap with the MAGA hat was the worst Ye would ever get. The slavery is a choice Ye, and we had no idea. We had no idea that he would effortlessly surpass this. A lot of you jumped off of the Ye train way too soon. And listen, don't miss out. I feel like this isn't going to end anytime soon. The 2025 Ye arc, I think, proves that the new Ye is greater than Kanye West. But if you really know Ye, you know that Kanye West, when he started rapping, is no different than Ye now. This whole new Ye, old Ye thing, you don't know Kanye West. Like if you don't know, it's the same person, just a lot more wealthy right now. I don't know what to tell. I think because as a Gemini, I could just tell. I don't know. This one is a little stuck. It's too, nah, fam. Trust me. This is nothing. He's still God. He's still got the Jupiter on the sun, despite having handlers. Yes, thank you, Marilyn. You know, I feel like this is light. You feel me? Okay, but if he was 14, I think no. Apparently, they may have been the same age. So that he said that his cousin was 6, but he didn't stop until he was 14. So we don't know how old he was when his cousin was 6. But honestly, bro, why does Ye, Kendrick, and Trump hold similar Jesus energy? This is a very good question. One, they're all Geminis. No, hold on. They also do have God construct. So Trump has Uranus on the sun. Ye has Jupiter on the sun, right? Kendrick has Saturn transiting his moon right now. They both have the Pisces energy. Trump has the Sag energy. So when you say Jesus energy, you're picking up on them being anointed, all right? Whereas Jesus Christ is the anointed one, and you had Christed beings. You have anointed beings. Ye is doing this like shock value, get your attention real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like he told academics, you know, and it's having people look like, oh wow, like Ye is saying things that are having people take away attention to the anti-Semitism, right? And I don't think you know how difficult it is to do this. Like most people would have just fallen off a long time ago. but he just has to tweet. My bad. I'm not trying to like, I'm not necessarily trying to like excuse anything he's doing, because I don't think it needs an excuse, or I don't think it needs excusing. I'm just enjoying this. I'm enjoying this season of America. I'm enjoying this season of the world. I'm somewhat enjoying this season of hip hop. The 2025 season of America Ball Z and hip hop has been quite amusing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these are called humiliation rituals. When people go through humiliation rituals, it doesn't have to be towards a secret society. It could even be with the gods or deities that they're connecting with and through. And like, this dismantling of his legacy is actually Saturn and Pisces that square his sun, which is why I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying? He seems to be enjoying it. Like, he seems to be having a lot of fun, which to me, I don't really see like he's dismantling his legacy. I understand it because I'm a Gemini, but like, he's going out of his way to try and let people know he doesn't care what people think about him. He doesn't care. It's like he doesn't want that support. He wants people to feel that. You know what I'm saying? He might change his mind and be like, oh, what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I'm not necessarily trying to excuse, oh, he wants people to think that, so what he's doing is cool. No, but like, trust me. He's very aware of what he's doing. He was always like this. Like, he's always said stuff to push limits. And when you understand that's a Jupiter theme, to kind of just expand and just kind of go against the limit, then you just kind of realize, damn, what's gonna happen next episode? You know what I mean? Saint is baby Ye. He ain't worried about him and his, he be worried about his daughter. His daughter's gonna be A-okay. All right, his daughters still have him as his father and Kim as their mom. Trust me, they gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. It is what it is. This is just part of any celebrity child that kind of goes through what they go through. Before it was righteous outbursts like with George Bush, this is next level mental illness. And Kanye West is the type of person that instead of internalizing it and feeling guilty about it, he wants to share it, because society has this weird attitude towards mental health, where in one hand we coddle it and it's like, oh, they have mental health issues, but on the other hand we openly make fun of and then use mental health to diss people. So in a genius way, Ye is like, all right, I'm going to make this my personal diary and I'm going to show you and unravel, what mental issues they might have. I love it. I think it's amazing. It makes people uncomfortable and it forces people to have conversations that they don't want to have. So once again, years later, people are going to be saying he's ahead of his time, but I don't want to sound like I'm just some obsessed glazer. I'm just, as a fellow Gemini, I'm very impressed. Okay. And the reason why I like this is because it may force him to eventually have to take accountability, which you're seeing him slowly but surely take accountability for some things. But yes, he's mentally hilarious. The dude is freaking hilarious. Genius, all that. Okay. And I just at the very least hope you see maybe in you, even if you're not like as audacious, right? To push forward. As a Gemini man, I realized that my path in Geminian ways is I want to have a good balance between being Kendrick Lamar and being Kanye West. Every Gemini man knows this, that we can be as humble as Kendrick Lamar, but we also want to be as arrogant as Kanye West. And being a Gemini, we strive to seek a balance. You know what I'm saying? We want to be as wild as President Trump, but we have to somehow seek a balance within all that. We can't be too much of Ye, but we can't be, but I can't even say you can be too much of Dot. You know what I'm saying? Because he's kind of diabolical too. But yeah, that being said, we're definitely going to step into the Earth sign. I bet the Earth signs are like, why are we talking about Gemini during the Earth Tribe Report? I apologize. I was actually going to say this for tomorrow, That's what OG trolls do. A creative art only a few understand. Not that it's always entertaining. And that's why I was going to say, Pisces, don't think I don't know what you're doing. He has a Pisces moon. Pisces, don't think we don't know what you're doing. Don't think we don't know what you do. I know you saying he's our man's. He's a Gemini. I get it, Pisces. I get it, Pisces. I get it. But don't think we don't know what you doing, Pisces. We gonna take responsibility for this. You right. That's our Gemini. Just like Jussie Smollett is some other Gemini. But don't think we don't know, Pisces. We gonna get to the water tribe report. Okay. So with that being said, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, progressed air signs, let's go. If Earth is anything, they are more than just patient. Okay. And I mean, Joyce, you know what it is. Who isn't DL these days? Who hasn't just hidden a story that they've gone through? Like, yeah, at this point. And that's why I don't mind what he's doing, because this, if anything, is going to kind of reveal more of what's hidden, and he might be a catalyst to eventually lead to, you know, more exposures. But you know what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. As far as this Taurus season, shout out to Fools and Tools. As far as this Taurus season and Witness 222, thank you. I could totally use this community this evening. Let's hear yours, PD. What? Hold on. What are we talking about? Oh my God. Stop. Oh my God, Marilyn, stop. Like, I have no stories about that. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't even do that. Like, I don't know why you be trying to throw me out like that. I think Ye got Scorpio moon too. He got a Pisces moon, but who knows if it's he got a Pisces moon, Gemini sun, but really who knows? I know Saturn, Leo. Oh, he has Uranus and Scorpio. He has Uranus and Scorpio, so that's probably that. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be being good. Yes, please. Okay. Yes, girl. Yes. Right? Because he def does say we all know we have our stories. You said everyone has a no, I meant everyone in the industry. I meant everyone in the industry. Let me rephrase. You know, everyone in the music industry, the entertainment industry, but honestly, really almost everyone. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Look, I've never gobbled a cock ever in my life. Let's just nip this in the bud. I've never gobbled a cock. I've never sucked the cock. I've never ever. And I've never taken it in the booty. Ever. I will never have my innocence taken from me. I will never have my manhood taken from me. Okay? Most of these men keep these other men's dicks in their mouth. I've never done that ever in my life. So that's it. That's it. Never gobbled a cock. Never taken one in the booty. That's it. That's it. Bro, the noise though, I had to give you the sound effects. I had to give you the sound effects. You're leaving this very open for technicalities. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Cock gobbler, that's hysterical. Look, it is what it is. I'm in the car, dog. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, someone had called me out. I had to. No! No! You just invited me. Why? Why? No. Do you know I love carne asada fries? Yes, there are. And that would be very interesting. We're going to start the Earth sign soon, but can you imagine if there was like an alien civilization that was just like humans, right? And like it's a human-like civilization that like almost everything in our cultures are the same, but they're like, yo, why don't you guys hold hands with each other? And then we're like, oh, that's because that's gay, that's homosexual. And it's like, wait, on your planet, you guys don't kiss each other and hold hands? You guys don't have sex with each other? On our planet, we have sex with each other regardless of sex and gender. You guys actually don't? That's weird. Like, could you imagine if another species looked at how we split heterosexual, homosexual, and it's like, wait, you guys don't really like do that? Like, that's insane. That's ridiculous. Joyce, I pushed the tolerance break to another week. Yeah. I pushed it to another week. I'm doing it again. It's cool. It's cool. But like, I didn't do it yet this morning. It's cool. Guys won't even admit that other men are handsome. Yes, it's like you can even say pause first. Like, just because you say another guy is sexy or handsome, don't mean you have to say pause. Or don't mean you have to say no homo. Like, it's not that deep, yo. First of all, pause. Okay, but like you don't have to say pause just because you say, damn, that nigga's sexy right now. Okay, pause. Yes, I will. I'm not mature enough. But like this, oh my God, that don't even sound right. But see, this is just how immature our civilization is. Okay. This is just how immature our human civilization is. And I'm immature right there with them. But like still, it is what it is. Like, just say yes. Thank you. It is what it is. That being said, yo, yeah. Remember the island of Lesbos, right? Imagine kicking all the women out of your city, and then they have to create an island called Lesbos because all the dudes there just want to do each other. This is actual real history and lore. Anyway, let's go back into this. Okay, we are, of course, the moon is in Pisces. Oh my God. And yes, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, we're gonna jump right into this monthly Earth Tribe report. I just wanted to have some fun talking a little shit before. This is available. Okay. This is available. All right. See, back in the days of the Greeks, you know, you can teach a little boy. They taught us this in college, by the way. I learned the first part of rhetoric. I'm learning this in my college course, and I'm like, what the? Why are you teaching this? Like, this is boring as fuck, but it makes sense. Back in the days, you can teach a little boy, have him under your wing, have him suck your dick. You could probably do him in the butt, and they wouldn't cancel you. Instead, they would call you a gifted philosopher, and they would quote your quotes for the rest of time. Now they just call you a PDF and jail you. How have times changed? This is crazy. Sorry, I know that's not supposed to be a joke. I'm sorry. I'm probably not supposed to joke about that. But hey, history is history. This actually isn't a joke. Like, this is actually what used to happen. Yeah, Elisha, I'm learning this in college. So like, apparently, philosophers back in the day would have boys who studied under them, and like, it was common to love those boys and grow them up in philosophy. Okay. I don't know what happened now. Now they just call them a PDF. So it's clearly something changed in history. You know what I'm saying? DJ Ack would have been up there with Aristotle and Plato. You know what I love about Ack? DJ Ack is the sophist that Plato has been warning about for years. Back then, Plato, in the emergence of sophistry, was like, look, all these rhetoricians and these sophists, they're going to dilute knowledge. And now we have sophists who just kind of, you know, make up all sorts of narratives, and people flock to and listen. I am one of those people. Like, academics is entertaining as fuck. Like, it's like my guilty pleasure. Like, I'm gonna watch he's one of the most hilarious, funny streamers without even trying to be funny. It's a breath of fresh air. He be saying some stuff that I don't like that he says. Like, academics is the only person I can watch a stream of. He's gonna say some stuff I hate. He's gonna say some stuff I don't like. He's gonna say some stuff that's hilarious. He's gonna say some stuff that's grounded in wisdom. He's gonna say some real shit. He's gonna reveal the truth. He's gonna lie his ass off. Like, you're gonna go through the whole emotional spectrum just going through one live. And like, yeah, maybe 80 or 70% of stuff he says I don't agree with at all. And it's just like, what the fuck are you saying? But it's just so entertaining. And it reveals a facet of my character that I don't like to admit about myself. And I like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, we're going to go into the earth signs once again. Happy birthday, Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus. Gemini, third house rules cousins, right? I think it rules siblings. So I'm going to have to look into cousins. The third house rules like your brother or your sister or someone who's like a brother or a sister to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ak had to check Kevin Gates about that woman's engine. Yes, bro. I need you guys to watch the video of academics on his podcast talking to Kevin Gates, because it's an archetypal look at how Taurus talks to Aquarius. So Aquarius is telling you, oh yeah, I put my hands on a woman's engine and I made it work again. Aquarius of God level energy and electricity, and Taurus, the natural one who needs it to be real. Like he's on the phone with Whack, like, I need proof of this, right? And like Taurus isn't going to believe the supernatural. They need evidence. It's like, Aquarius, be real. Like, be real. And Aquarius is like, no, I really did that. I truly did that. And Taurus is just like, come on, like, you didn't really just charge a battery with your hands. And Aquarius is like, no, I really did that. Like, this is how every relationship between Taurus and Aquarius goes. That's why I appreciated that interaction. Something to take into account, especially for you, Taurus, because now Aquarius is in your 10th house with Pluto. And this could now set off anywhere from a villain arc to just an awakening of success, notoriety, and being known like you could have never, ever thought. I brought them to the dark side. I see you, Astro God. All right, so enough rambling. I have rambled enough. I have rambled enough. Okie dokie. Okie dokes. So, with that being said, okay. This transit is going to be publicly available for all my earth signs. If anyone is time stamping this, you could put 2750 is when we officially start. I'm convinced as a Sun Taurus, but Aquarius rising, they work together now. The cool thing about Aquarius and Taurus is that Aquarius is Taurus. Aquarius is basically a Taurus that's out of this world. Like an Aquarius is a Taurus that's an alien that's not from this planet. Taurus is literally Aquarius, but if Aquarius was like slow as fuck. I swear to God, like take an Aquarius, now make them slow. Like make them vibrate slower, make them a lot more natural. You have a Taurus now. Take that same Taurus, put on flamboyant clothes, and have them dance in the club. They a Leo now. Okay, so let's say Cap. Aquarius is wearing a Taurus suit skin, and then they take off the skin, and then they an alien again. Like when you learn about the states, the signs, you realize, oh, interesting. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let's actually step into the course, the transit forecast. So Taurus, we want to congratulate you. This is the most important birthday, especially since 2018, which has had you lead the charge of innovation. We want to honor you. Whether you love or hate Taurus wasn't the only one, but they were pretty much one of the most important beings to lead the charge of independent journalism. Say it with me now. Independent journalism. Having your own independent platform and being able to really pioneer a whole lot of putting that message out there. It wasn't only them, but Taurus whether they're known or not, you as a Taurus, Sun, Moon, but specifically more, we'll see this with the Sun. It's not limited to that, but DJ Academics, Candace Owens, even Jaguar Wright, Tucker Carlson, you know what I'm saying? all these beings are known for having their own independent platforms and rivaling mainstream outlets. The independent journalism allowed other people to now step into their own independent journalism. A whole lot of pages would not exist if DJ Academics didn't exist. Hate him or love him. And a lot of people hate him for that. So I'm not trying to say it's a good thing. I'm trying to say of how it has transformed the conversation and how it has shifted the dynamics. And a lot of that has to do with Uranus in Taurus. If you don't know that has to do with Uranus in Taurus, this year is going to remind you, because this is the last year they have that mojo. Now, while they're going to lose the mojo, and while they may fall off as far as relevance and prominence, Uranus is going to go into Gemini. So now they're going to automate their income from the foundation that they built. David Icke is one of the best Tauruses of all time. In fact, before people were doing conspiracy videos and before people were putting out radical ideas independently, David Icke was one of the first Tauruses exposing stuff. So we do want to honor David Icke because he came through 2020, 2021, 2022 when people were wondering what was happening. Honor your Tauruses. Chris Witecki was one of my Jedi senseis at some point, and he really helped me, innovate my astrology. That man is a true Jedi. A lot of people don't know that. He actually a Jedi. But outside of that, it's so easy for people to overlook Taurus because we look at Leo, and Leo's the lead role character. Taurus is the producer. So that's why, you know what I'm saying? Leo is Joe Rogan, I think, is Leo's sun, Scorpio moon. But yeah, this is, and the last year you'll be a progressive Taurus rising. Congratulations, you're about to be an angel. Step into the enlightenment out of Plato's cave. So yes, Uranus is going to go into Gemini starting this year, but we're going to activate the cycle next year. And all of this foundational innovation that you have created, and the reason why I love Taurus is that they make it from the mud. From the mud. That's a Meek Mill. That's a Tay Rock. And that's why people respect Tay Rock's rise in the battle rap arena. He literally came from the mud. Like, that's the definition of Taurus, the natural king, the natural queen. They didn't have mommy and daddy or some kind of investments, or sometimes Taurus is that investor, like fuel all this money into them. They did it by themselves. They took the time to do it by themselves. All right. It's easy for them to be overshined by a Leo. Scorpio is just a Leo that's mysterious. Right? Everyone is allured to them. Aquarius is out of this world. It's hard to forget that Chris Breezy is still one of the most solid acts and performers. And I've seen Chris Breezy in action. Like, I always knew Chris Brown, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, attracts the ladies, but I didn't know he did until I was at Lovers and Friends 2020. My Virgo friend took me there. And like Miguel had performed before. No, it was 2022. It was 2023 Lovers and Friends. And Miguel, the Scorpio, had performed before. And when Miguel performed, he had the crowd's attention. He had a lot of people's attention. He like prepared the crowd for Chris Breezy. People started to kind of come in. It's like, oh, this is Miguel. Murdered his set. No backtrack. These are very gifted performers. Like, I didn't know. Now I can see why y'all go to these shows. And then Chris Brown came on the stage. Listen, y'all, I barely leave the house like that. I have never seen so much beautiful women have their full unadulterated attention towards one person. I felt like these women were about to be raptured. Like, I knew Chris Brown was not, I didn't know he was nice like that. I was like, okay, Breezy. Okay, Chris Breezy. He really running. He really running. I have never seen women so captivated. Chris Brown. Like, he had them in a trance. Like, Miguel put him in a trance. Chris Brown took them down. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So don't sleep on Taurus, even though he's like a Scorpio moon, like Young Thug. Don't sleep on Taurus. I love the fact that I could just get nerdy and autistic when it comes to just like, well, let me not say the word autistic. I hope no one takes it as that. I could just be mad nerdy and just like go into people's stats. I love it. Anyway, yes, Scorpio Taurus tag team. Taurus, your natural innovation has been silent It's been quiet. It doesn't yell unless you're academics, unless you're a big act. It doesn't necessarily try and get your attention. You know what I'm saying? The whole Pisces thing ruined him. That's crazy. It doesn't necessarily, you know what I'm saying, get in the way of, you know, the quality that you will continue to produce. Because as the earth, without you, it's the backbone of this groundedness. All right. Regardless, right? This is your last hurrah. Eventually, Saturn coming into like 2027, 2028 will come back into your sign, and it's going to solidify and add more of authority towards everything you've established. Jupiter is in your second house, actively expanding your wealth, actively expanding the idea around your wealth. And see, that's why I'm going to use DJ Academics as an example again, because his beef with other media personalities all stems around one thing. When he brings in Vlad 22, Vlad 22, wow. I'm only going to say Vlad 22 now. When he brings in DJ Vlad, Adam 22, right? The theme around this, and they don't have to be Tauruses for this theme to still kind of mix, ownership. He was having conflicts with people who work for mainstream outlets, but they don't own their platform. And so having to come in and be excluded and be like, you don't belong here, and still making it and owning what you do is the whole purpose of Uranus and Taurus. Okay. Oh my God, Colby, I was waiting for you to, I didn't want to say that because y'all would say I hate on Pisces. Y'all would say I hate on Pisces. Thank you. And y'all don't even care. And then y'all move on like, oh, well, I just destroyed this. You're a danger. You're beyond diabolical. But yes, this is teaching you ownership. And it's not like you just blew overnight. You put in the work. You didn't stop. And Taurus's strength is in this staying power. They get stronger the more they put in their effort and value. It's not like Libra that's just going to effortlessly charm you with their words and get really popular really quick and then raise to a height of glory that they'll never reach again because they fall from that height of glory. It happened to Will Smith. It happened to Eminem. It happened to Lil Wayne. It might have even happened to Doja Cat. It's literally a Libra curse. The sun in its fall. We'll talk about that in another video. But they chose to go through that curse to teach humanity how to fall and rise from grace. Okay. That being said, Taurus, you know, this innovation and quality of ownership of unconventional crypto security, of really owning your brand and owning your worth and owning your wealth, is not only unconventionally extrapolating how much more filthy rich you finna be. But remember, Taurus is the Midas touch, and that's why I like to use Jaguar Wright. Let's just assume Jaguar Wright is lying about everything she's saying, just so there's not an argument of, oh, she's capping or not. Okay. Well, let's assume she is lying. It doesn't change the fact that she's still the Midas touch. So she sat on that couch, and that couch value skyrocketed in value just because she, with her queen, her natural queen self, put the Midas touch on the couch. And now people are watching that couch more than ever. This is a Taurus power. This is Taurus's magic. It's called the Midas touch. It's the quality of any Taurus energy. And if you have that, you have that too. And it's been innovating. Okay. So how have you been working on your value since 2018? Because now Jupiter is doing a version of what happened to Sagittarius with Capricorn. Or Capricorn with Aquarius. Okay, even academics said Kanye is hurt. I went further back in the live. Yep, this is true. This is true. And it's opening up the stage for accountability. Wait, who is she? She's actually a very gifted and skilled musician who's worked with some of your favorites or some of the, the most, people's favorites ever. The Morning Star, the Evening Star. Y'all better get XRP before October. You might miss the bus on it. I have 2,000 so far. I'm trying to get like 3,000 more if I can afford it. I wasn't expecting it to just jump to like 2. I almost kind of hope it crashes on discount so I can get more. But yes, Owl, thank you very much. So listen, Jupiter is expanding the mindset and idea around your worth. By the way, thank you, King Mitchell. We're glad you're here. And this expansion on your value since May of 2024. And that's why that's very important, guys. I think Pisces is underestimated, but Pisces is a legend. So Pisces can actually get through with being underestimated because they'll know they have the last laugh and the last word. Taurus is criminally underrated. Taurus is criminally underrated. Taurus is criminally underrated. Taurus is criminally underrated. I learned that from Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar loves to repeat what he says. Dr. Umar loves to repeat what he says. Dr. Umar loves to repeat what he says. Let go of them snow bunnies, and then we will support you. Don't mess with these snow bunnies anymore, and then we will support. I don't understand how you can hate on a man like this. I don't understand how you can hate on a dude like this. He's fucking awesome, bro. So that being said, another solar king right there. You know what I'm saying? Repetition works. There's magic in repetition without even trying. Like it's amazing. If you can't rock her sugar box, you know what I'm saying? No! Hey, Marilyn. Hey, it's either you or Dr. Umar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Look. Oh, crap. All right. I hate to do this. I just got uninvited to the carne asada. I have to make important choices. Okay. That being said, you feel me? This is definitely quite the development here. Okay. And it's in expanding this quality of your thought process around your worth. Remember, I want to show you last year. Last year, what happened last year? Because Taurus is criminally underrated. Well, Taurus sponsored the World Cup and the Olympics in Taurus land. How quick are we to forget? This is just a year ago. And in order to really understand why this Taurus season is so significant, last year we had this quadruple conjunction. This is one of the most important aspects that happened last year, right before Jupiter entered Gemini and Neptune retrograded. All right. And I think Mars retrograded in Aries. Did it retrograde in Aries or did it? Okay, it didn't retrograde in Aries. So like, yeah, this aspect right here, especially if you were a Taurus rising, right? Especially if you were a Taurus rising, or damn Apostle World TV, Jesus Christ. Or if personally, you know what I'm saying, you have a Taurus sun or a Taurus moon. Tauruses aren't the same since Uranus came through. And listen, they're Taurissimo now. Like Taurus used to be so down to earth. They're still bougie, but like they'll talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Now they're Taurissimo. Like they get money. Like it's not like the money changed them. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it definitely puts you in a position to realistically respect their value. You know, because I think they got tired of being underestimated. Actually, they're so rich, I don't think they're tired or care. But like, you know, Taurus is the producer behind the scenes getting bread. But like, you know, it's important because this was the framework that enabled this expansion of the Gemini idea around what your value is. Virgo, we're going to talk about this for you immediately after, because this is going to affect your legacy. And a lot of what you are achieving in your legacy, Virgo risings or Virgo suns, is quite literally going to prepare you to impact the rest of the world with Saturn and Pisces. But we'll talk about that for you, Virgo. Taurus, this is money. This is your own independent finances. This is the legacy you're creating collectively around how independently you are not only putting on for yourself, because when you put on for yourself, you're able to put on for others. Okay, which is going to require somewhat being selfish, but you're not being selfish because you understand the importance of you having your foundation there first. Nah, everybody ain't got them skeletons. Okay, King Richard, you watch it from the beginning. I'll feel you. So yeah, with that being said, okay, what's very significant about this is that this quadruple conjunction here, right? This last year, we're revisiting this year. This was the once in a 12-year cycle of Uranus and Jupiter catching up to itself since Uranus entered 2018. So now that Jupiter's in Gemini, this is going to expand your pool of liquidity. Jupiter in Gemini is, you know what I'm saying, putting you in a position to realistically expand your thoughts around how you think about your wealth. No, I can't afford this. Ain't nothing I can't afford. I'm too rich. Like Jupiter is actively expanding the ego and the value and the self-confidence. That's that big act. That's not really an act. It's just making him more of what he already was, right? This is expanding liquidity. Why though? What's the purpose of this? Because when Uranus goes through Gemini, the track of how much money you can make has to be expanded because Uranus is going to automate it. There's a lot of things you've been doing since 2018 that starting the rest of this year, coming into next year, you are going to set and forget because you did the work 8 years prior. Okay. And this is expanding the amount that when Uranus goes through there, it's going to accelerate how much more money you make. So you've been piece by piece kind of putting in together all of this. How much does the Earth cost? Oh my God. Remember when Uzi bought a planet? Remember when Lil Uzi Vert bought a planet, which is just some Leo shit if I've ever seen it. And then the space thing had to be like, yeah, you probably got scammed. That being said, or you can't buy a planet. And it's like, no, Leo can do whatever they want. That being said, if we fast forward to now with the moon in Pisces, the down Jupiter is in Gemini. Okay, Neptune is in your 12th house Taurus or 12th house to your sun or moon in Aries. It's about to be 1 degree as the moon is going to go through this. And the first part of this Taurus transit is that new moon in Taurus that's going to activate this new cycle. But listen, you're Taurissimo now. You have just hosted the World Cup and the Olympics in Taurus land, in your hood. You have so much more money and resources now. People are looking at you different. And now this approach towards moving forward from this expansion is going to require more risks. It's going to require certain risky investments that will pay off for life because you weren't afraid to trust and bet on yourself. Okay. The North Node already went through your sign. So everything is ready for you. And we're moving on to other signs to develop like Cancer. Okay. And y'all call Cancer a crybaby. Cancer is actually one of the most powerful zodiac signs. We'll talk about that later. But the moon in Aries, this balsamic phase is going to revisit your secret identity, your hidden anger issues. This is why the bull sees red, but it's also going to transcend any self-doubt, any imposter syndrome, any facets around you which you have yet to accept, because Chiron in Aries is self-acceptance, but not allowing yourself to get triggered because people will find words to kind of get at you when you are so accepting of who you are. That's not going to trigger that anger anymore. And the reason why it triggers you is you know the work you put in. You know you're solid. You know what I'm saying? So for people to try and just twist your image because they're fixated on something that they don't like that happened in the past, you worked way too hard to let, things be stained through that. And Taurus, you're realizing and remembering you don't have to argue with people who disagree with you. You don't have to go back and forth with peasants. You're a king. You're a queen. I'm not gassing you up. Like, this is facts. Your work quite literally speaks for itself. You are behind the production on so much stuff that if people even knew it was you, they would be surprised. The problem is you're trying to, in some sense, go out there and prove yourself to people when you are the proof of value. Every time you do that, that holds you back. You're redundant. It's like Queen Elizabeth trying to prove herself to subjects. She don't have to do that. She's the queen, whether you like her or not. I'm just saying relative to her position, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Taurus, this is Leo, this is Scorpio, this is Aquarius. Y'all are royalty. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like LeBron James said, not speaking on the stuff around that, but what he said is true. It applies to everyone. You know, royalty, a king doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. So really look within to what about yourself you haven't accepted and believing yourself. And I'm guilty of this too. I be getting triggered. Why you still feel the need? I already told you in the other video. You think I give a fuck if people call me a scammer? Like, they can't find one person I scam. That's a fact. So like, I'm not going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I did say that, Diana, because I learned that I think she is a Taurus, if not Gemini. So with that being said, speaking of regal energy of Taurus, invest in 70% off of readings. I have 70% off consultations, reports. For those of you who would like any, Aaliyah, I just got, I'm sorry, I got your transit forecast. All right, looking forward to doing that. Thank you very much. Okay, any of you who would like a live reading, please, you know what I mean, you can join the queue right now. That's totally fine. For those of you who want a pay-per call, it's still 75% off for your first 10 minutes. And if you're a member, you get the per minute $1 a minute. Okay, so just email me or message me beforehand so I can change the price. So with that being said, yeah, Taurus, this is really revisiting. Remember, this year isn't just Taurus season. It's the last year Uranus is going to be in Taurus, and it is the year after you had the Olympics and the World Cup in your sign. Okay, which is once in a lifetime. They'll never really be in the same place. Like, it's that rare. So you have evolved the innovation and unconventional quality of your worth and your being. And this is revisiting the aftermath of that. How much richer you are and how much effortlessly wealthy you're going to be. How your very words and thoughts and ideas extend your Midas touch. It's like when you see an anime character evolve their ability. Let's say for the longest time, your ability was everything you touch turns to gold. But now you're evolving your ability to where your thoughts and your ideas are an extension of your touch. So everything you speak life to turns to gold, and everything your thoughts touch. It's just like a enhanced evolution, we could say, as an example. A lot has changed in 7 years. Thank you, Uranus. This is true. And this is the grand finale. All right. It's not over, though. There's still different cycles. And the new moon that we have here in Taurus is going to really activate over the next 2 weeks, from the 28th, 2 weeks from then, the natural value you are willing to sow those seeds for and how it is you value yourself. Okay. Do you promise, Marilyn? Huh? Do you? So with that being said, you feel me? King Solomon effect, it's very significant. Uranus is conjunct Kanye's Mercury. Yes, for those of you like me who have Mercury at the end of Taurus, Uranus conjuncting our Mercury is like taking NZT. Okay, it's like, of course, you know, not needing the drug, but that access is going to hyper accelerate the extra dimensional quality with which our brains can function. And that can induce a sense of psychosis. So if you see what's going on with a lot of it has to do with Uranus on the Mercury, but it's preparing for genius. You know what I'm saying? It's preparing to really step more into that. And Taurus, this is going to affect you as well, especially 2 weeks from now, where, you know, with the full moon in Scorpio through this integration of Leo, you're now going to be feeling the transformation of your connections with others and how that adds to your value. So other things I really want to speak on, really Venus coming into your 12th, Neptune coming into that 12th, right? Regarding that, it's going to just further transcend these elements of self-doubt and turn them more into the superpower of fully accepting hidden facets of yourself. And I don't mean things you have to be embarrassed about, just things about yourself you've yet to really process. Okay, you're seriously, but I think it is at the same time. So with that being said, you feel me? Taurus, congratulations. Especially with Saturn, that's going to come out your 11th and really weed out the weak friends in your corner who aren't really helping you or pushing you forward, but may inadvertently hold you back, because this is going to unlock the dream team like never before with you as that foundation. So next we have Virgo. Virgo, Vega, 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 Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. What's the best thing going for you right now? Jupiter and Gemini. And the reason why this is important is with Saturn in your ops house, quite literally trying to kill and cancel you because you have the audacity to hit people with facts. You see, Virgo, that's your problem. You feel like you can just give someone facts, and just because you have receipts, you can just tell people where they're delusional, and that's enough. You thought that giving facts and interpreting those facts and proving something wrong means that you're right. And that's the problem with you. You keep it too real. Sometimes keeping it real goes wrong. And so Pisces had to humble you with just mass delusion. And this was where we were able to see really how magical Virgo is. Because any normal person, when you give them facts, and then they're just like, well, I want to be delusional. Well, your facts go against my beliefs. Virgo's not really used to that. For the longest time, Virgo would just give you facts, and then people would just have to accept they're wrong. This new shit is different. People are open with I don't care if that's factually true. This is what I believe. And every ordinary person will be like, you know what? I give up. People don't care about the facts. Virgo put their sleeves up and said, hold up. You gonna get this work. You gonna get these facts. You think I'm just giving you these facts, but you think I like you? This is what I do. And yeah, Virgo not playing. Virgo is not playing, even though the whole world is trying to go against them. Okay, and that's shit. Okay, so I honestly have a newfound respect for Virgo. Virgo be throwing shade at Gemini. So I'm not inclined to like Virgo. All right. It's my 5th house. It's one of my favorite signs. But like they don't, like Virgo will argue with Sag and then Gemini will catch a stray. Have you ever heard Virgo argue? You'd be like, look, at least I'm not crazy like Gemini. And it's like, yo, why'd you say fuck me for, Virgo? Like, what the hell? And yeah, I still have a newfound respect for y'all because y'all are not backing down. Y'all not going to let these delusional fish tards get in your way. Okay. Yup. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Christy. You feel me? Get in your way and stop you from distilling this work. Even if it means you gonna get jumped. You know what I mean? Even if it means you gonna get ganged up on. Okay, it is what it is. And the reason why this is significant is because right under people's nose, Jupiter in your 10th house square the Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus is quite literally establishing a legacy that's going to last a lifetime. I was talking with Joyce earlier today. My friend King Mitchell is also building something that's going to change a lot of people's lives. And that's many Virgos right now. What on the surface just looks like your career is evolving is actually, shout out to Fatima Faith, is actually you guys solidifying a legacy that your grandchildren's kids are going to know about, right? Like you might be if you're seeing Virgo start their business or work on their business, support it now, right? We was talking to Joyce about how, you know, a lot of what she's building with their gem company, she was telling me about how Louis Vuitton started with the owner just helping the queen build like trunks because the trunks that she had would fall apart. And who would have known that hundreds of years later, people are still, you know, rocking that brand. And Virgo, this is very important because for so long around this path, it could have felt like nothing you've been doing is working. It could have felt like everything you've ever done, right, has just failed, or certain things you've done has failed, when every failure is the reason why you're going to come into this legacy right now. You never failed. And I don't mean in the cop-out way where someone is like, oh, I didn't lose. No, like you literally never failed because you converted the experience you gained into more victory, into adapting and shifting into what works. So just like Taurus, it could look like you're losing in the moment, but you have the luxury of time. God really doesn't play about you, right? Like I've seen Virgo argue with Sag, and in the moment, Sag looked like they were right, but Virgo ended up being right. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff we didn't want to accept they were right about is still real. You know what I mean? And that's the legacy defining act. Jupiter in your 10th house is quite literally evolving what more you can accomplish in Gemini. And it's saying it's time to shit on these I'm sorry. It's time to express the truth to the people. See, a lot of people don't know Virgo has been sitting on not just a gold mine, but on their death note. See, and that's where we fucked up. I think some of us really thought we could just kind of put Virgo in their place or whatnot. Virgo is not Sagittarius. They're not a crash out. Virgo's just going to get the shit list and be like, I'm going to fuck this motherfucker up one day. Oh, wow. And watch when this motherfucker gets fucked. And they're going to bring out their huge receipt list now. Okay. And they're going to be like, hey, remember when you said this? Remember? Yeah, that's why you a bitch right now. Hey, remember when you did this and you said I wasn't going to be shit? Okay, well, look at it. And it's like, how did you remember that? That was like 50 years ago. What are we doing? Like, how? Cancer has great memory. Virgo somehow has great memory. Like, you weren't even supposed to remember that. Like, you weren't even supposed to hear that. I thought we were over that. Oh, yeah, we's over that. I'm just reminding you. So it's just, Virgo, this is a long time coming. You feel me? And right. And it's so important because everything since 2016 with Jupiter is completing now. Your evolution that you kicked off 2016, and I want to say before that, 2004. Yeah, 2004 and then 2016 recently, right? Saturn since 2008 is now harvesting to make sure that you're weeding out bums because Virgo is kindness and Virgo likes to fix people and things. So this can allow Virgos to get with bums. And the Virgo knows they're a bum, but it's like, I can fix this bum. And Neptune trolled you. It like took advantage of your inherent kindness and it allowed you to have pity on some people. And yeah, Virgo is they crash out in private though. Virgo doesn't crash out in your face. They're going to crash out privately when you least expect it. And it's like, now you realize, you know what? I'm not going to foster these bums anymore. Like a Venus in Pisces that just enables people. Virgo, you don't enable people outright, but you have definitely allowed people to be with you that have no business being with you, aren't even at your league. And I'm mad you'll do that, but curve me. It's like, how dare you? How come you couldn't fix me, Virgo? Why? My bad. But like, yes, you know what I'm saying? This is just raising the standards on who you partner with. This is preparing you, Virgo risings, for relationships and marriages, divorces, business partnerships, like I said before. And I'm not gonna lie, the Virgo fixing pipeline makeover is a thing. Virgo has changed many lives. Sagittarius will change it in an instant. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'll pay you a certain $1 million if you want to do it. It'll change your life. But like, Virgo will take their time. They're gonna put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, jokes. So with that being said, I still maintain Sag is one of the best signs. This is very, very unique because, Brandy, I got you. Because, it's putting you in a position to now finally come into this completion phase. When Jupiter goes into Cancer in July, you're now going to expand upon the liquidity with which you gain wealth from all the expansion of your career. And Virgo and Pisces are the most karmic signs because they're the last of the wheel. And Pisces is Virgo, basically. So the oppositions it's really just 6 signs. And then the oppositions are the expressions of that. But yeah, that being said, you know what I mean? The focus I want to really have here with Taurus and Uranus in your 9th is the innovation, the impending innovation of your legacy. Because when Uranus goes into Gemini, that's where all the work you've done to position your legacy to be like a lifelong brand, or to really put your word out there, right? The Aqua MC legacy is to be known. The Gemini MC legacy is for your word to be put out there, right? For you to have actually impacted and enlightened a generation with your analysis and your ideas. And it's not limited to that, right? But that's just one concept of it. So Uranus that's going through Taurus is innovating the values with which you set your philosophy on. And like I said with Taurus, like your work speaks for itself. People can call you a con. People can call you a fraud. They don't have the receipts to prove that. No, not a single person on this planet Earth has any receipts to prove that I'm a con. You know what I'm saying? To prove that I'm any of that shit. So I'm not going to go back and forth with people, just like you're not going to go back and forth with people who may act like you're a smatterer when you have the receipts to prove you really do this. You really do this. It's not like these other fugazi people who try and do what you do. You really do this. You really impact. You really have the accolades. And as much as people can hate, they'll never be you. All right. They'll never represent the mastery and perfection. Being in the gym every day, practicing, shooting. You know what I'm saying? And really engaging in the experience, which you know, I would say makes you the second stage version of us as Gemini. Gemini is really just Virgo if they were 7 years old and just said the darnest things. And then Virgo is a Gemini that's slightly more mature with a working trade and is in its 20s instead of just being like a perpetual 8-year-old, which I love about Gemini. That's why I chose Gemini. But like that being said, okay, it's very significant because, and shout out Snow the Product, because personally, it's in the gym right now. Shout out to Virgo Moon. This is preparing through Taurus season since 2018 to innovate this philosophical approach. And you want to see it as building the factory. You want to see it as going back to the drawing board, innovating all the higher education or high, you know, wisdom that you've learned. Because your third house is Scorpio. The value, the grounded individual value of your philosophical approach transforms the nature with which you express your social skills. As an embodiment of analysis, third house Scorpio is psychoanalysis. So the full moon that we're going to have in Scorpio from your third to ninth house is going to harvest this final level and innovation of this rising star period, where you're in more of a position to have that solid, because once Uranus goes into Gemini, it's going to innovate quickly the notoriety you come into. And if you don't have solid values you've built since 2018, your legacy is going to crumble. That's why actually the most boring part of this, the Taurus part of this, is the most important part of this, because some people may not have taken advantage of this groundedness of their values. This is why Virgo really takes this a lot more seriously. And we have to once again remember the South Node is in your sign. Scorpio passed the rock to Libra, and now Libra has passed it to you. Yeah, you have the hot potato. Yeah, you have the hot potato. And Kronos is getting ready to leave your sign. So you won't have to deal with it anymore. And it's Libra's turn to deal with it now. Libra's okay. They nice. They'll be okay. They have this super powered charm. They know how to get their way out of situations and get into it as well. Virgo, you work too hard for that rubbish. So like this is aligning you with who you believe you're meant to be with. And Taurus is going to show you this season who matches those values, who honors your beliefs, right? Who honors your mindset toward and hard work ethic. Because I'm telling you, this summer, coming into next year, once Uranus goes into Gemini, it's going to rapidly accelerate, multiply, and exponentially shift whatever success you think you've gone into is nothing. In fact, I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but fuck your success. Like whatever little ass success you think you've achieved coming up to this point is nothing compared to what you are about to achieve. That was just a sneak peek to let people know that they can never touch you or mess with you. And when I say little ass success, I'm not trying to undermine what you have already achieved. I'm trying to say that still pales into comparison to what you're about to continue to achieve. Okay, like you barely just begun. Like some people might be looking at you like, okay, that you've had your time and period. No, you just getting started. Okay. And it's because of the foundational work you're willing to put in. You're not content with just a little bit of a movement. And it's that consistency that's going to quite literally mark so much of how you continue to affect and change culture and society every single day. Okay. And I'm not trying to flatter you. Y'all be throwing shade. Now, we ask for it. So let me take accountability. We ask for it, but like still, don't think I'm okay with it. We didn't ask you to call us out, even though we did. Okay, so that being said, Mercury in the 9th is going to really speak on that. Virgo or Neptune and Aries and Venus in your 8th in Aries is going to polish the way you have to smack people in the face because they took your kindness for weakness. Now, Virgo, I don't know how you feel about that. You might have to Wayne Brady somebody and choke somebody. Because if people do take your kindness for weakness, you move with so much integrity with Saturn in your 7th right now, you could get away with smacking someone physically or energetically because you have the right intentions. Okay. Namely, are they taking your kindness for weakness? If they're not taking your kindness for weakness, then the way you deal with people is going to be very authentic. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be very raw and original. If they are taking your kindness for weakness, you have to choke a bitch like Wayne Brady. Like you kind of have to smack them because they're going to think you're soft. And they don't understand that you're the realest. You have class. You have class. You know what I'm saying? You have Libra. Libra drinks with the pinky up. You think they don't want to beat someone in the face, but they know their professional image they have to maintain. You have that. And you're going to have to actually, smack the shit out of them. And I know that's beneath you, Virgo, but if they take your kindness for weakness, you are going to have to hit them with what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? What are you doing? Do you get it now? Okay, good. Don't let me see you do that again. You're welcome. I know you needed me to slap you. And like, y'all the only ones that can get away with that right now. Trust me. Like, you're that real. It can go wrong, but it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, that's what we got for you. This is going to prepare for Gemini season. That's going to revisit the awareness of how specifically you have evolved in a short year and how all this is shifting. Mars in your 12th house, the 12th house Leo archetype, okay, is hidden closet narcissism. So unlike Leo, which is a full-blown narcissist, and that's the best part about Leo, by the way. The best part about Leo is that they're a narcissist. The worst part about Leo is when that turns into narcissistic personality disorder. So being a narcissist and having NPD are two different things. The best part about Leo is that they teach us how to love ourselves because they love themselves, okay? Unlike Leo, that is an open narcissist. And like narcissism is Leo, right? Virgo hides the narcissism. Virgo is humble. But if you were in a Virgo's mental state privately, they're literally Leo. They're literally Leo. Okay, like a Virgo, whenever a Virgo tells you, oh no, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thank you, but there's other people better than me. In their head, they're like, bitch, nobody's fucking with me. I'm the best. Please, I'm just being kind because I know you. I'm not Leo. You guys will just say I'm too arrogant, and it's true. And you guys can back it up too. So that's why I don't really care. But like, it's okay. Embrace that. We know we're great. I feel you. The difference between Aries and Virgo is their 5th house. Like Aries has 5th house Leo. When they do something creative, it has to be fun. They have to actually love it, or they're not going to do it. When Virgo does something creative, they have to pull their hair out their hair because it's Capricorn. It has to be the greatest. If they do something they love, it has to be the greatest. They have to be stressed out. They have to actually spend hours perfecting what they do. Nothing has to be good enough for them. It's two different things. Aries just wants to have fun. Leo wants to be the best. Virgo wants to be the greatest. And they can't have fun if they're not working at what they do. It's one's a lot more mature. The other one is a lot more youthful. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, now that Pluto's out your fifth and it's awakening your sixth house, the opposition between the supernatural awakening of your behavioral patterns that since 2021 to 2023, Saturn actually tested, right? It did the standardization. Are you good? Is your lifestyle good? All right, we're going to throw you halfway across the country. And now you could throw a Virgo halfway across the country. And now that Saturn's out of their sixth, in a week, they can make a living. You know that show they did where it's like a secret billionaire. It's like they take millionaires and they're able to just make millions. Virgos would last in that show. You could put a Virgo rising anywhere, take all their money. Within the week, they hustling on the corner, making money like that. That is a technique. That's a skill. That's mastery. Like, that's not really that easy. You feel me? And you put in the work. So now Pluto is awakening the supernatural quality of your own behavioral techniques, your habits. And Mars is releasing this closet narcissism. It's freeing it. Okay. It's challenging the grounded quality of your philosophy and this hidden quality of passion. As such, passion is like your strength and it's like your weakness in a certain sense. And as this gets ready to come out of your 12th, you may feel lethargic. You may be doing action behind the scenes. You may be fighting people in private, right? But this is going to just challenge a lot of how your unconscious habits are aligning with the awakening of how extraordinary you want your lifestyle to continue to be. And Taurus is going to be the halfway point in between to make sure that your philosophical approach towards the development of your behaviors and your beliefs align, okay, with grounded values that will, of course, see this through into fruition. All right. That being said, thank you, Virgo. The last thing that I want to once again re-emphasize is, what is your legacy? Are you looking at your legacy? Because it's not necessary that your legacy lasts forever, but are you looking at your legacy as something that's here today, gone tomorrow? Or are you aware that what you are building, people 200 years from now are going to be talking about how masterful this is? Okay, very, very important. And yes, finally, we have the devil. I mean, the director, Capricorn, totally not evil and totally not the bad guy of the zodiac, but actually the order that we need in this world so that crime does not run rampant. Okay, Capricorn, you are the most powerful zodiac sign in all of the zodiac. Okay, and it puts you in a position to really ramp out of the intense and extreme awakening that you've gone through since 2008. And now I really understand why Capricorn comes off like they don't really care about other people and they come off as non-emotional, because Capricorn has been going through it since 2008, for better or for worse. Pluto has gone through their sign and none of you have checked up on how they are. None of you have called and been like, hey, you almost died the past decade. Are you okay? No. And now you wonder why they act the way they do against you. Now, as this is tearing up Aquarius, have any of you even checked on Capricorn? Have any of you even, called up Capricorn, see how they doing? Like, they didn't go through this hot potato for you to prepare for this next era, to be behind the exposing of very important, powerful figures. Okay, so, let's talk about it, Capricorn. Jupiter is integrating in Gemini your behavioral pattern. The Jupiter going into Cancer is going to begin to harvest since 2020 its evolution through your sign. And then when it's in Cancer coming into next year and this year coming into the summer, the evolution of your personality, being, value, lifestyle, creativity is going to integrate from Gemini. It's going to apply coming into the summer. And then it's all about leveling up your partnerships. It's taking this evolution of who you are, and now it's expanding what you feel you can do more with other people. Splash. Splash. All right, cool. So with that being said, Uranus in Taurus since 2018 has been innovating your creative talents. And the best way I like to speak about Capricorn's relationship with Taurus, right, is as follows. Okay, Taurus is money. Virgo is the market, right? You take your money and products to the market, okay? And when you take your product to the market in Virgo of buying and selling, remember, Virgo is mutable, right? Capricorn is the economic system, right? It's the system that allows the market to flourish. What do we know about Capricorn? Capricorn is ruled by Kronos. Kronos is the god of time. What do we know about time? Time equals money. And money is power, right? So Capricorn in the chart represents one's spending power. With enough spending power, you can probably rule the world. You can buy people's lives. You can see how much people value themselves, what their price is. Capricorn knows what your price is. Trust me. Jeff Bezos knows what your price is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Capricorn is the pinnacle of this quality of wealth that makes everyone else its slaves. I mean, valuable employees that really push forward the economy. And the reason why, once again, that's very significant. I'm going to say it again. Time is money. Money is power. Capricorn is spending power. So what does Capricorn love? Capricorn loves Taurus. Money, the bank. So the trine from Capricorn to Taurus is how creatively you integrate your spending power, right? If you have a lot of spending power, you're going to love spending that money. That's Taurus. You love the value. Capricorn loves high quality value. That's why they love Taurus. Taurus breeds value, right? They have the Midas touch. So Uranus has been innovating how unconventionally you can express this spending power. You can make more of your dollar count. And remember, time is money. So how it is that you've been integrating your time, right? This is preparing for Uranus throughout the rest of the decade to go through Gemini. Because what's going to happen, you're going to innovate your lifestyle. And moving forward from summer to like 2032, you're going to be living a truly unconventional lifestyle. You're going to realistically, you know what I'm saying, achieve more by doing less. And that's where, you know what I'm saying, Jupiter ahead of time is expanding what more you can achieve in your routine in a given day. How much more can you do in your routine? How are you using your smarts to, either through multitasking or technology, make more efficient your routine? Because Uranus is going to leave your fifth. It's going to apply this grounded wealth and creativity towards your lifestyle. And it's going to completely automate aspects of your routine that you might have needed hours to complete that you can do with the push of a button. Yes, that you're going to be that much more wealthy. Yes, yes. In fact, with Pluto and Aquarius is awakening the supernatural quality of your wealth. This is what through 2021 and 2023, okay, you have realistically strengthened and tested the quality of, giving you a totality of knowledge relative to the 30-year cycle that is having you manifest the whole bank. But you're monetizing your knowledge, your network, which is your net worth, okay? So Pluto is now awakening the intensity with which how extraordinarily you can come into this wealth. Because if Saturn didn't test it and you didn't expand this pool of liquidity or knowledge, then Pluto going there, your processor that processes money would jam. It would jam. You wouldn't be able to process like $1 million worth of payments. But Jupiter expanded it, upgraded your processor. Saturn built the construction around it. So let's say your processor could only do like $100,000 worth of transactions at a time before it crashes or backlogs. Now your processor could do $10 million worth, and that's still not a lot. But because Capricorn is like the economy. So let's say it could do like $50 trillion worth of processing before it crashes. That still might not be enough. So let's say it could do like a gazillion. Either way, health is wealth. And this is also going to revisit the evolution of your mental health and how that also connects to your wealth. So Capricorn, it's good to be the GOAT. But I think this is definitely putting you in a position also with Neptune and Venus and Chiron to polish the authenticity and rawness with which you're at home with yourself and other people. And the reason why that's very significant as well is, it puts you in a position with Chiron to have this center of healing in this home space, to really revisit, similar to how Taurus is accepting themselves, you allowing yourself to fully express your unfiltered self, because Lord knows you have to really be responsible and mature for everyone else. And this is definitely going to put you in a position to realistically not only polish this, but with Neptune, transcend this and add a much more, trippy element, like LSD trippy element to this private spy. I know that was really dumb to say, but anyway, the North Node and Saturn in your third is unlocking this reality warping protocol. If you remember, since March of 2023, I've been talking about Saturn going through your third house in Pisces, which has actually been giving you the integrity to unlock a total control over your mindset and your beliefs, and quite literally reality warping, so that everything you believe is actually augmenting over your reality and seeing the change real time. And that by Virgo season of every year, you're actually seeing the details of how your behavior is constituting causality around what you believe and what changes, hence you being at a collective universal God level and being able to do this really quickly, whereas it takes Cancer and Libra 1 or 2 extra steps. It's happening to you real time. And now that the North Node is actually on Saturn, the has been cut, and now it is what it is. That's why you're having to build a new authentic comfort zone around this crystallization of your own divine abilities, because your mind is more of a magic wand than anybody right now. And once we go into Virgo and unlock this philosophical element around seeing more, once again, the causality behind what you've actively imagined and how quickly it actually takes for you to realistically, see this change real time, this is just going to add to your self-esteem and confidence. Yes, Uranus is like this close to my Mercury. It's about to be on my AC coming on the 17th, and then moments like this are just going to be the norm, where I can just channel fluently and just really go through. You think I know what I'm about to say next? I'm just flowing and letting spirit go through, because this is what I actually do, and nobody can stop me from what I'm doing, and I'm just literally that focused and locked in, and I can literally freestyle this now. And it used to take me a while to do this, but even though it looks like I'm not saying anything substantive, I'm actually acting quality with every word. And yes, this is the Uranus shit. Now for Capricorn, the trine here is innovating how creatively you do this. Because some people rap fast and they say a lot of words and they're not really saying anything, like I ribbity rabbity, but I'm actually putting bars on what I'm saying, and I'm actually making sure the substance in it is matching with the clarity and the form, so that's not invisible, because substance without form is invisible, but form without substance is fun. And we have to actually apply this to the read. Okay, my bad. Okay, anyway. This is a form of practicing how well you can try ribbity rabbity. What is wrong with me? Okay, that being said, I hope you're innovating the nature of fun you having. But let's talk about Mars and Leo, because now Mars is coming to collect. Okay, Pluto is awakening its wealth. Leo for Capricorn is other people's money. The best way I like to say this is Capricorn manifests the knowledge, and then when they're dealing with others, they perform by heart it's been 24 hours, where's my money? Okay, so like if you owe Capricorn money, they're sending a Leo to collect. Okay, I hope you don't owe Capricorn money, because Mars in the 8th house is getting that back. Okay, the god of war in Capricorn's 8th house is, look, it's been 24 hours, oh, this is good orange juice. Bah! Where's my money? Bah! 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 Where's my money? You try to play me for a fool? You try to play me for a fool? And like, see, I think Capricorn just gave you a lot of time to get that money back, and you might have thought they forgot. They didn't forget. They knew you were broke. They gave you extra time. So like, they're going to collect your soul instead. They're going to, I don't even need the money. You're my slave now. You're my indentured servant. So just be very careful, okay? The Mars opposition to their 2nd house, this is actually true Scorpios as well. Scorpio is the mythology of the demon lord. So I've even done an ayahuasca ceremony with a Scorpio who didn't know she was a demon queen lord, and she saw demons around her and she was afraid at first. And what caught my attention is when she said, yeah, the demons looked at me looking for orders. I'm like, oh, she's a demon lord. Scorpios. All right. And then through Sagittarius, a demon lord can ascend and become a devil in Capricorn. Okay. But if they're pure and they're not a demon, they ascend and they become a godlike being. Okay. All right. And then you could say not every devil is evil. But because of Christianity and religions that have demonized quite literally everything, what usually happens is you summon an angel. And then if you work with demons, the angel is going to put that demon in check. It's like with the Suicide Squad. When they had the Suicide Squad, they also had military personnel that was ready to kill those people just in case. That's the logic behind working with demons. If you don't have authority over lesser demons, if you don't have authority over dark forces, don't summon demons. Don't summon demons. Summoning demons are for people with angelic authority who command fleets of angels. It's for people who are directly connected to a deity that has this type of authority. Because when you make contracts with devils and demons, if they don't respect you, and if they're not necessary, if they see that they're stronger than you, they're going to finesse the fuck out of you. In fact, they're going to feel offended that you would even summon them and you don't have that conviction. Versus if you summon them and there's an archangel next to you, like, I dare you to do something. And then they're just like, all right, what do you need me to do? Like, you're approaching it with a certain respect. It's like a literal military. If you study spiritual hierarchy, it's not necessarily that far off from the way humanity has adopted that. Okay, what about making deals with Saturn? You make a deal with Saturn every Saturn return. So the difference between honoring integrity with God versus making a deal with the devil all depends on your integrity. And that's such a good question, Rob the Hood, because that's really the whole purpose of your Saturn return. Okay, you can make these deals and you will come into this, but what did you give of your soul to gain that, right? And that really, everyone's different. It really depends on how that kind of, pushes through. So yeah, that's really all I got for the Earth tribe. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It definitely is preparing you to innovate your routine. Capricorn, before Jupiter evolves your relationships, look at your inner child and your romance and your love, what you practically love, your love language since 2018. Look at it now. I want you to appreciate how it's night and day and to move forward to apply that as well. Okay. Capricorn, you know you're my wifey. All right. I have my moon in Capricorn. Where's my Capricorn wife? Where's my Capricorn wife? Where are you at? Do I have to go out and be the man and find you? I can shoot my shot. Where you at? What are we doing? You know I've been obsessed with you for the longest. I'm out here obsessed with Sagittarius right now. You know you should have never curved me, Capricorn. What are we doing? All right, now I'm done embarrassing myself. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to close this out right now. Okay, Fatima, thank you very much. I got your Cash App. Let's see. So we're going to do you first for the live reading. Dejan Simpson, thank you for ordering the Saturn return. I got you, fam. All right, I'm looking forward to doing that report. Can you possibly channel all three charts? That's totally fine. Oh, Fatima, I got you. Yes. And I respect that. So you want me to do the natal? You want me to do the solar return and progress? I can definitely do that. Okay. So with that being said, all right, I think what's very significant is, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Michelle Obama being a Capricorn actually and a Pisces moon is what helped me not take too serious those claims about her being whatever. Okay. And there's also a lady who has a Capricorn moon who looks like her. So I'm like, okay, this is a huge case of her always being a woman. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, you know, that being said, I'm glad that the kid pictures came out. But that being said, Michael talking to Janet progressed sun. Yeah. Although her progressed sun is just about to enter Aquarius now. She 29-degree Cap. Oh my God, sorry. I'm not like stalking her or anything, but I just did my research. But yeah, that being said, yo, Michi, please stop snitching on me. You know too much. I don't, this is your awkward energy. You know too much. So with that being said, okay, Fatima, we know you got the natal Virgo sun. We know your progressed sun is in Scorpio. And then the 2024 solar return chart, you're a Virgo rising. So if we look at it as a Virgo rising sense, knowing that your natal rising is in Cancer, this year you're coming into the conclusion and completion of and the harvest of your solar return. From Pisces season to Gemini season is the harvest. And from Gemini season back to your birthday, you're going to be harvesting and completing. As a Virgo rising this year, this is going to be great fulfillment of pushing forward a whole lot of your success. However, because your natal rising is in Cancer and your progressed rising is in Leo, this is also going to facilitate transcending the belief around what success looks like with you, and also who is around you to achieve the success. A lot of people don't know Ice Spice is my wife. I don't even think Ice Spice knows she's my wife. I don't even think she know. I gotta show her or whatnot. So it is what it is. It is what it is. If you ask, but Isis is my wife. It is what it is. It happens that her name is Isis, and it is what it is. I don't know what to say. I didn't want to tell anybody that. I know I said Doja Cat and I were dating. We kind of went on a pause. We're not really talking like that anymore. We still got love for each other. In fact, we might get back together. She don't want, she's protecting me, you know, so she's going to tell you, I don't know that dude. He's weird. She just protecting me. She don't want people to know we used to talk, but it is what it is. So Fatima, the progression here is transcending who you achieve success with, but it's releasing old beliefs around imposter syndrome, around you deserving to be in this position, because you are the solar queen now. You are the Leo rising, and with your sun progressed into Scorpio with the 4-degree progressed Pisces moon, which is a good look, North Node will eventually unlock that. It's deepening your psychoanalytical awareness of transforming the depth of social influence and work that you've put in. However, once again, this is also preparing for a brand new 12-year cycle as a Cancer rising. We're coming into next year, you know, Jupiter is going to go over your rising and it's going to evolve your personality. It's going to step you into this new cycle. And I think relative to the natal chart, this is clearing out the 12th house Gemini. Relative to your progressed chart, this is, which we know is in Leo, this is preparing for Jupiter in the North Node 2027 to really kick in this extended range. So, you know, all of this is shifting the evolution and relationship with success for you, with how much more boldly you put out your accolades. It's a really good time to show people you've been here. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't just start doing what you're doing. It's not like you're bragging, but you're just reminding people, hey, you know, I'm out here. I'm her, for real. You know, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, and saying that with your actions. So that's really beautiful. As a progressed Scorpio sun, this Taurus season is going to be opposite your progressed sun. So even though natally, this 11th house transit is giving you the rewards of the value of individual friends and wealth you come from the actions you took Aries season to unlock career success. As a progressed Scorpio sun, this area of your social circle of friends, you're progressed to now partner with that. What kind of friends do you partner with? What kind of partners add to what career success you're coming in? And it puts you in a position to really prepare to add on the wealth. But in looking at Jupiter's relationship to going over your natal rising, coming over your, progressed 12th house, this is going to put you in a position to realistically simultaneously step into a new cycle and release old feelings about who you are, because you're so much more of the master that you are than when you were born. Okay. Especially looking in and revisiting the solar return, preparing for the next solar return. This, I think, is going to very magically, as soon as, this Gemini season, not only come into complete the quality of what success you're coming into relative to the 2024 solar return gift, but also how the gift for you this year is redefining and reanalyzing how much you mastered your own being and what that's going to look like moving forward. So Taurus is like that final ascent before you really come and create this new wave and this new splash and this new development. Okay. So we're going to close this out. Once again, this is going to be publicly available. Okay. So whoever wants to catch the replay, happy birthday, Taurus. You're able to, watch this. I forgot I'm a father of 9 spiritual children. Okay. So I have to at some point take accountability, and I have to take care of these spiritual kids. I have to go watch the video. She named all of them, so I have to actually remember their names. I don't even know my kids' names. That being said, I'm going to come back for the monthly Air Tribe report. You guys are fucking awesome and amazing as always. Noble One Coach, there will be a replay of this. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Her ceremonial celebration. You guys put up with my antics. You put up with me. This is why I love you guys. And yeah, you can catch the replay on my YouTube. Okay. And I will see you guys same time tomorrow. Remember, 70% off sale on all my reports, on all my readings. Okay. Thank you, Elisha. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, all of you guys. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.